the shadows fall. A beast has seized the royal hall. Our king and queen in chains they weep, their fate uncertain, dark and steep. Rise, brave hearts, with swords of light. Through trials fierce we face the night. With royal guards and blacksmith's might, we march for justice, for what's right. When ogres roar will terrify, snipers aim, the arrows fly. Vikings raid with savage cries, dragons, flames, and fury rise. Buildings crumble, yet we stand. We face the beast on Wallden's land. Our blades will carve, our hearts defend, till tyrant's reign comes to its end. Rise, brave hearts, with swords of light. Through trials fierce we face the night. With royal guards and blacksmith's might, we march for justice, for what's right. Summon now the archangel's grace. Her great white wings, her timeless face. She'll guide us through the fiery gate to challenge, conquer, liberate. Archangel's judgment, pure and wise. She sees our truth beyond disguise. If hearts are pure, our path is clear. The king and queen shall rule revered. Rise, brave hearts, with swords of light. Through trials fierce we face the night. With royal guards and blacksmith's might, we march for justice, for what's right. In Wallden's vale the dawn now breaks. The beast is gone, the village wakes. With love and honor, peace restored, the king and queen forevermore.
Hello, good evening, afternoon, morning, everybody. Welcome to a development stream of Saving Wallden. This is kind of an impromptu, unscheduled stream. I decided I would go ahead and go on, given that we've had to cancel Snoozo earlier today for unfortunate reasons. But we are here, and we are going to be working on a little bit on Wallden. And Wallden is a pinball game that I've been working on for the last couple of years, where the main premise is that you have to save the king and queen of Wallden from being taken over by a hostile beast. There are several objectives to the game, or there will be several objectives to the game at least. A lot of them haven't been implemented yet, but there's going to be there's going to be several objectives to the game, and also the element of choice. So you can choose whether or not you actually want to save the king and queen, or you could be on the side of evil and change how the game mechanics work a little bit. Well, maybe not the game mechanics per se, but the storyline will change a little bit if you go that route. So today we're going to be we're going to be picking a little bit off of where we were on Saturday, working a little bit on the music. I don't think I'm going to touch the glitch mini wizard, at least right now, because that's what we were working on last time. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and replace the music for the blacksmith battles here. Hey, welcome on, sign out. Yes. You missed me, didn't you? Alright, so, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start our work. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and what I did was I took the original music for the I'm going to go ahead and turn the background music off here. We got some neighbors here. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to close the windows so that the children across the street don't pick up on the stream. So give me 1 second here. I'll be right back in a jiffy. Okay, that is taken care of now. Hopefully that will resolve that. Anyway, so what I did was I took the original Blacksmith music that I created in Magic's Music Maker. That's an easy to use digital audio workstation. I created some basic music in here. I'm not that great with music or anything like that, but what I decided to do was put the music that some of the music that I created here in Magic's Music Maker into Suno AI and give it kind of a remix, and also put in some vocals, and some lyrics as well. So that's what I did, particularly with the glitch mini wizard, which is what we worked on Saturday. And today we're going to work on the music for the blacksmith. So the blacksmith is an objective in the game who is responsible for increasing your ball shield time. So that's the amount of time you have. If you drain a ball, that the ball will come back without any damage taken to your HP. Once you reach the maximum shield, once you reach the maximum armor shield class, then you have the choice of what you want to do with the blacksmith. Whether you want to, you get a little bit of a backstory behind the blacksmith, and then you get to choose between whether or not you want to ally with the blacksmith, and depending on your choice, you get a little bit of a feature in the game. Before we get into working on that, I'm going to go ahead and throw an early bird trivia question at all of you. Sign out. You really want to redeem those redeems. Well, I'll give you a trivia question. This will give you a chance to earn 100 credits if you get the answer correct. Otherwise, you earn credits through normal means such as watching the stream, chatting, following, and so on and so forth. But here's a trivia question for all of you listening in. Answer correctly for 100 credits, and you'll have 1 minute to lock in your guesses in the chat. The trivia question is, in which year did the original Sims game release? Type 1 for 2000, 2 for 2001, 3 for 1998, or 4 for 1999. You have 45 seconds to lock in your guess. I'm surprised that I was thinking The Sims came out earlier than those, but I guess it was later. I remember playing with the Sims 2. That was quite the craze back in the days, where everybody was playing The Sims, and the talk of the school was how much you tortured your Sims. It was definitely a fun game back in the day, and it was fun to kind of release a lot of your stresses and everything out on your Sims. All right, we got a few seconds left to lock in your guesses. The correct answer is indeed 1. 2000 was the year that the original Sims got released, so sign out. You had just earned 100 credits from that trivia question. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get started with Blacksmith. So I can't remember which one of I know this was the original song that I created in Magic's Music Maker. So it's just an instrumental. There's no lyrics in it. And it's pretty basic. Just kind of skipping around. So what I did was I sent it through Suno and added some lyrics to it. And this is what we get.
Gather round the fire, let me tell you a tale of Wallden in the blacksmith's forge. The adventurers did dwell, and the fire did roar, and the weapons were swung. That is where it all begun. Till it all went to hell. Till the heroes turned into villains. Hear me, you brigands. Hear me, you cowards. I've armed you. I've healed you. I've done all I could. And yet you betray me. And yet you repay me with death and with malice and the stench of your blood. You brigands! You cowards! I stand against the horde. They all came to my forge. I once healed them. I once armed them. Now they're after my head. The blacksmith once thought they were dead. Now the blacksmith's after their head. It all went to hell. Till the heroes turned into villains.
And I'm going to stop it there because Suno did screw up the last part of the song, unfortunately. As you can see here, there's only 5 seconds left in the song, and this long chorus, it did not fit the entire chorus in the remaining portion of the song, unfortunately. So what we're going to actually do is we're going to send this into Audacity. We're going to cut the song off after this portion so that it can then loop back to the beginning. So, as you could tell, this song is if you elect to basically backstab the blacksmith. You decide not to ally with the blacksmith, and you decide instead to fight the blacksmith. So that is the song that's going to play, and there's also going to be a little bit of a feature that goes on during the game. And basically what you're doing is you're trying to defeat the blacksmith before the blacksmith takes away all of the armor that he gave you in the first place. So as you play the game, your armor class builds up, which then increases your ball shield time. So it gives you a grace so that you don't take damage when you drain your balls. But if you elect to backstab the blacksmith and you end up in this battle with him, he will try and take your armor back, which means your armor class is going to keep going down every time you drain a ball during that battle. So it really hurts you in the long run in the game if your armor class keeps going down. And then if it reaches 0, then you fail the battle and the blacksmith runs off because the blacksmith no longer has any reason to fight you. So the blacksmith runs off and you fail to complete your objective. And that that screws around with the alignment of the story. You can neither get a good ending nor a bad ending anymore because you failed to ally the blacksmith and you failed to defeat the blacksmith. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and download this track here, and we're going to do a quick post edit here in Audacity. So we'll pull that into Audacity here, and the first thing I'm going to do is find that place where we need to cut off so we can loop the track.
Smith once thought they were dead. Now the blacksmith's after their head. It all went to hell till the heroes turned into villains.
Right there. And we need to zoom in to get a picture perfect cut. Now, generally when you're cutting audio, you want to cut it at the position where the waveform meets the middle line. If you cut it anywhere else, like over here for instance, the line is further down the waveform is below the line. What you're going to end up doing is you're going to get a little clicking sound in the audio, and you don't want that. It's very very unpleasant. So we're going to cut it there. And then we're also going to go to the beginning of the track and make sure, okay, it starts right away. We're making sure that we don't have any dead silence at the beginning of the track as well. We're going to apply a little bit of volume manipulation here. We're going to amplify it until it cannot clip, or we're going to amplify it as loud as it can go without clipping. That's about 3.5 decibels. And then we're going to apply a limiter to it. We're going to apply a -3 dB threshold with a -1 makeup target and a 2 dB knee width. We're also going to do a 1 second look ahead with a 20 millisecond release. That's usually my standard for doing soft limiting, as I call it, because it aligns the volumes between the soft and the loud parts just a little bit, but not that much, and it keeps the music from getting too distorted. It might get very slightly distorted in a few areas, but hardly enough to really notice all that well. And we're going to go ahead and export this now. I have 2 different folders for audio, actually 3 rather. Wave to OGG, so basically I do all of my editing in WAV because WAV is lossless, which means there is no compression involved, so it doesn't matter how many times I save it, it's going to be in the same quality. But in post-production, when I import it into the game, I convert it to OGG Vorbis. OGG Vorbis is a lossy format, which means it gets compressed. And I do that because otherwise the game's going to be several gigabytes in size, and I really want to try and avoid that happening. It's already about 300 megabytes, and we're not even close to done with this game. Alright, so this is... Let me double check to make sure I got the right file before I overwrite. I'm glad I checked. That is not the right file. Excuse you. That was our cat coughing over here. Our poor kitty has a sinus infection, I think. Alright, we're going to go ahead and replace that, and then I use... Where is it? Movavi video converter to do the conversion of the audio, although there's also an online tool that you could use. Pretty good online tool as well. It's called vert.sh, and at least according to them, they convert the audio on your device rather than sending it to the servers. So they respect your privacy. I'm assuming it's true because it is open source. You could just view the source code. So if they're lying about it, somebody would have spotted that and pointed it out. So you could use that as well, but I just go ahead and I use a local program instead. All right, so what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to pull up the WAV of that song. Actually, before we do that, I have to delete the old OGG file. Windows Explorer has a little bit of difficulty reading OGG files. It takes a moment there. All right, so we're going to delete the, making sure I got the right one, Blacksmith Kill. We're going to delete that one. And then we're going to convert our edited one. So we're just going to drag that in, make sure we're saving to the OGG folder. And there we go. So now we just need to put it in the game. So we're going to go into Visual Pinball X, which, by the way, this is the simulator that I used to develop this game, and it's a free and open source simulator. You can download it right now from GitHub, or you could download the Pinup Popper Baller installer, which is an all-in-one installer for installing not only Visual Pinball but also some of the other associated programs, such as Visual Pinmami, which emulates old pinball ROMs for dot matrix displays and LED displays and things like that. It installs Pinup for the emulation of LCD displays, so those are for your modern pinball tables that have kind of like the television-like screen on them, full color displays. And then it also installs a backglass program and a dot matrix program so that it renders dot matrices. You know, just all of that. Anyway, you could install it, make your own pinball tables if you even want to. This is the interface here, and you got your elements over here. You just click and place your elements wherever you want them. So like you got your timers, your pop bumpers, walls, primitives. Primitives can be used for custom 3D objects. You got ramps, you got lights, you got them all. And then you define your properties over here along with physics and other good stuff. And then there is some assets managers, like for your sounds, your images, your materials, fonts, and so on and so forth. And then finally, the Visual Basic Code, which controls the game logic. So that is Visual Pinball X in a nutshell. What we're going to do now is we're going to go into the sound manager here. We're going to actually not get rid of, but we're going to re-import the music Blacksmith Kill. By re-importing, it's going to read the new file with the same file name and import it into the game. Making sure it did that. Yeah, sounds like it did. I'm going to go ahead and save. Now what we're going to do is I am going to do a test run. So first off, I need to go to the mode section. I have a whole bunch of numbers here controlling the different modes of the game. And then I have a debug constant up here, which allows me to force the game in a specific mode when we start it so that we can test things out. So we're going to force it into that Blacksmith. We're going to force it into that Blacksmith feature, I guess you would call it, to see how the music sounds with the gameplay. So we're going to go ahead and play it.
Scope it connected.
And I got the back glass working now finally as well, so you get to see the back glass as it is.
Would you like to choose your difficulty?
Now, of course, the back glass is a little bit ugly right now, so I'm hoping at some point to redo it.
What in God's name was that? I think we better go investigate.
Hit the flashing target for the skill shot. Use the flipper keys to make your selection.
Alright, we're forcing into a blacksmith feature.
It's time for the blacksmith boss battle. Shoot the right ram to ready your attack. Then shoot the horseshoe to charge the blacksmith. Don't use your bowls or the blacksmith will steal your armor.
I'm gonna have to change the timing of that intro.
The adventurers did dwell, and the fire did roar, and the weapons were swung. That is where it all begun. Till it all went to hell, till the heroes turned into you brigands! Ouch! You cowards! I've healed you! I've done all I could! And yet you betray me! And yet you repay me! With death and with malice! And the stench of your blood! You brigands! Cowards!
Ow! I see you don't have any respect for the elders.
I once armed them. Now they're after my head. The blacksmith once thought they were dead. Now the blacksmith's after their head.
Yow! I see you don't have any respect for your elders.
Okay, the loop is working fine.
Gather round the fire. Let me tell you a tale of Wallden.
This is how you treat your allies.
The adventurers did dwell, and the fire did roar, and the weapons were swung.
Thank heaven I had a ball shield there.
That is where it all begun. Till it all went to hell, till the heroes turned into villains. You brigands! You cowards! I've healed you!
This armor does not belong to the ungrateful.
As you see, when you don't have a shield,
Treat your allies.
he steals armor every time you drain a ball.
You brigands! You cowards! Stand against the horde! They all came to my forge. I once healed them. I once armed them. Now they're after my
That's
head.
going to leave a mark.
Once thought they were dead. Blacksmiths after
Anyway, so, pretty cool feature there. It's a pretty difficult feature too. If you notice, what you have to do is, in order to defeat the blacksmith, because he's a pretty strong character in the game, you have to repeatedly, when the right ramp is lit, you have to shoot the right ramp, which then lights the horseshoe shot, and then you have to spell one letter of blacksmith by shooting the horseshoe, and then you have to repeat the process 10 times, just one for each letter of the word blacksmith. And it gets more difficult as you go on, because as it starts off with only 2 balls in play, but then it keeps adding balls the further you progress in the battle, to make it more difficult. And then furthermore, once you light all of the letters on one side of the horseshoe, you can't shoot that side anymore because there's no more letters on that side of the horseshoe shot anymore to spell. So like, for instance, you saw I had all of the black spelled on the left side, but only S and M spelled on the right side. So if I were to have continued and shot the right ramp to ready the horseshoe, I would only be able to spell a letter from the right side from that point on, because I already spelled all the letters on the left side. So it would have been a lot more difficult. But with each completion of the horseshoe, you get a shield to help you out, if you notice that as well. So that is the Blacksmith kill feature. Now, as I mentioned, I have to adjust the timing a bit on the intro for that feature, because we have I have a narrator who explains what to do, and it ran into the lyrics a bit in the new song. I'm gonna have to figure out. Let's see. I'm not entirely sure how we're going to do that. I can't re-record. Here's the unfortunate bit. I can't re-record what we have, and the reason being is the narrator that I had unfortunately passed away, so I'm not able to re-record anything. So what we're going to need to do is work around that. What I could do is edit the narration and make it a little bit faster. In other words, cutting out maybe some of it, if there's any dead silences in between words or something like that. Maybe I could try and get it fast enough. So let's see what we can do here. So this is for call out is it Blacks? No, it's not the Blacksmith. It is narrator, Blacksmith. No, that can't be right.
It's time for Raid the Blacksmith.
No, that's not right. Oh, I named this file something that it shouldn't have been.
Well, to say I am disappointed.
No. What the heck did I name it as? I'm going to have to rename that file to make it more easy to find. We're going to have to search for it in the script. Alright, so I do know it is mode Blacksmith Wizard intro kill. If we search for that, we have the lore, and then we have the wizard intro, which is a sub method. Starts a sound effect. It's called narr instructions Blacksmith battle. Okay. So it's call out narr instructions Blacksmith battle. There it is. Alright.
It's time for the Blacksmith boss battle. Shoot the right ramp to ready your attack. Then shoot the horseshoe to charge the Blacksmith. Don't lose your balls or the Blacksmith will steal your armor.
See, I don't know if there's anything we could do to make that shorter. There's already quite a bit of speech in there, and there's not much dead space. We're going to throw the actual music on here for context.
The Blacksmith.
Gather round.
We have to cut this down to 10 seconds or less from the sounds of it. We could chop off the last portion of the instructions, which mentions don't lose your balls or the Blacksmith will steal your armor. But I feel that's an important an important part of the instructions, because it's an unusual behavior in the game. So I think the player should know that. They should know that that's what's going to happen when you drain a ball. It's a little bit tricky. Okay, so we could do a speed up, but knowing Audacity, that may decrease audio quality. Let's try it and see what happens. Oh, there's a length section right here. Perfect. I do want to add 1 second of spacing between when the lyrics start and when the instructions are done.
It's time for the blacksmith boss battle. Shoot the right rod to ready your attack. Then shoot the horseshoe to charge the blacksmith. Don't lose your balls or the blacksmith will steal your armor.
No, that's way too fast. That's not going to work. What I will do, though...
Time for the blacksmith boss battle. Shoot the right...
We're going to cut the word right out. Shoot the right ramp, because I am planning to change the mechanics of this game so that you could use either ramp to light the horseshoe, because I think it's a little too difficult. So we're going to use both ramps for that feature. So I'm going to cut the word right out of her instructions.
Shoot the right...
And what's nice is right and ramp both begin with R. So there should be a smooth cut.
Shoot the rod to ready your attack. Then shoot the...
You can't even tell I cut it out. Nice. Could barely tell that I cut that out.
Shoot the rod to ready your attack. Then shoot the horseshoe to charge the blacksmith.
Like I said, now the issue is we got to get this under 10 seconds. Otherwise, the music is going to... The lyrics of the music is going to cut into it. The other option we have is to double down on the intro of the music. Okay, no, that's not an option. There is a suspended cymbal in there, and that's going to create a lousy cut. That's not going to sound good. Okay, so that's not an option. We have to work with the narration track. We can't do anything about the music track.
It's time for the blacksmith boss battle. Shoot the right...
Or can we? How similar does the original track sound? I might be able to parse something together. Let me re-download the original. I have an idea. Alright, so what we're going to do, we're going to import the original. Hopefully there isn't a crescendo in this one. We're gonna mute that one for a second. Okay.
Time for the blacksmith boss battle.
Okay, there is no suspended cymbal in this one, so that's good. Right here is where we're gonna cut it. Actually, I'm going to cut it after the kick drum because I noticed the new track doesn't... It cut out the initial kick drum for some strange reason. So I'm going to try and do it like this and see how that sounds. First, let me check the transition. Okay, actually, we need to bring back a little bit more than that. Looks like it might have cut out an entire eighth of a beat. I think we'll go right there. We'll drag this back. Okay, and then we need to do a quick edit on the new track. Find where the strings come in, right about there, I think. You can still kind of tell that it was a cut. Let me see if I can work that out. Let me do one more trick up my sleeve. We're going to do a super fast fade in. And a super fast fade out. Sometimes that'll coerce the audio to align with the middle line and reduce any clicking noises or anything like that. Yeah, there we go. You can still kind of tell them.
Gather round the fire.
Okay. And we drag that back up. We don't need that track anymore. Now,
It's time for the blacksmith boss battle. Shoot the rod to ready your attack. Then shoot the horseshoe to charge the blacksmith. Don't lose your balls or the blacksmith will steal your armor.
I think we got our solution.
Gather round the fire. Let me tell you a tale of Wallden in the Blacksmith.
Okay. So let's get rid of the narration because we're not... Oh, actually, no, we did do an edit to that. We got rid of the word right. So I do need to re-export that. So let's do that real quick. We're going to export current selection to call out narrator instructions blacksmith battle. And we're going to replace that. And then we're going to get rid of that track and we're going to re-export the music track. And this is music blacksmith kill. Okay, now we're going to go back into our assets, delete the old versions, the old OGG versions. So we do call out narration, instructions, blacksmith battle, and music blacksmith kill. We're going to go ahead and use our converter now to convert those to the new ones over to OGG. Here's the instructions. And the music. Make sure we're saving to the right location. Okay, making sure I had the right file. I'm like, wait a minute, why does it say OGG over here? But that's what it's going to be converting to. Look at over here, it's WAV, which is what we want. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and go into the sound manager and re-import those. We're going to re-import the instructions. We're going to re-import the music. And we're going to give this a text.
Scope it connected.
shoot.
What in God's name was that? I think we better go investigate.
Hit the flashing target for the skill shot. Use the flipperkeys to make your selection. It's time for the Blacksmith boss battle. Shoot the rod to ready your attack. Then shoot the horseshoe to charge the blacksmith. Don't lose your balls or the blacksmith will steal your armor.
Okay, we're good now with the timing on the instructions.
Let me tell you a tale of Wallden in the blacksmith's forge. The adventurers did dwell, and the fire did roar, and the weapons were swung.
Okay, we have a problem. If you noticed in the middle of the table, we're gonna fix some stuff now. If you noticed in the middle of the table where the diamond-shaped lights were indicated, and the 9 diamond lights, all in a diamond formation, Blacksmith was lit red during that feature. It should be flashing red, not lit red. Because this is an ongoing feature, not a feature that has already been completed. So we need to fix that. What we're going to do is we're going to look for those lights. I gotta look for my layer here. I think it's playfield lights. Playfield indicators, I believe, is what it's called. Yep, there it is. Okay. Objective Blacksmith L is the name of that light, so we're going to go in our script and look for it. This is an array that it's like light shows and things like that. I know it's not going to be in there. Okay, light on with color. Let's see, this is mode counters 8 and the death save timer. No, that's going to be for heartbeats. Update objective lights. Here we go. Blacksmith. We got our light level. Light on with color. Blacksmith was not complete yet. Oh, wait a minute. Current player spared allied, failed blacksmith kill, successful blacksmith kill. Oh, I think, okay. I think I know what we need to do. Okay. Take a look here. I'm gonna have to move. Give me a moment. We're gonna move Reese over here for the time being. Move my avatar over there so you can read the script better. If you look right here in the script, we have some controls for whether we spared or allied the blacksmith, or whether we failed the blacksmith kill or had a successful blacksmith kill. But these do not account for when we're actually ongoing in the middle of the feature. So, let's see here. This is going to become an else if. I'm going to start if current mode is equal to mode. Getting a telesense here. I'm gonna have to look this up. Mode blacksmith wizard. No. Mode blacksmith wizard kill. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought it was, but I wanted to be sure. Actually, we're gonna be consistent. We're gonna start with spare. Because we do spare first, then kill. we set the color of the blacksmith light to green. Actually, I think it's a light color. Yeah, there we go. And then we blink it. Update blink interval. We're gonna also do that real quick. Just to be on the safe side in case if something else changed the blink sequence for that light. We'll do 1/3 of a second. And the blink pattern is going to be 1-0. We're also going to do that just in case. Okay. And then kill sequence. Same thing, except red. Red, dark red for the dim color, red for the full color. Oh, this should be else it. And save. Okay, we need to update some timings with that introduction now that we changed it a little bit. So I'm gonna pull up the introduction file again, and we're going to adjust timings here in the script. So let's see here. We have the call out here. And in the script, is there an easy way I can... This is going to look really weird having my avatar over here when the screen's on the right-hand side. So it kind of looks like I'm looking at nothing when I go like this. But it is what it is. It'll have to do for now. Okay, so we need to find that intro again to the Blacksmith Wizard. We search instructions, blacksmith, we should find it. There it is. Blacksmith kill, and then we need to update these timings.
Time for the blacksmith boss battle.
Okay, so 3.5 seconds is where we have the first instructions. I'm assuming there's like a 2-second... Yeah, there's a 2-second delay on the call out. The call out is not 14 seconds long anymore. It is now 13.369. We'll just round it up to 13.4 seconds. These are all in milliseconds. So we'll do that. Fix that up. Alright, so there's a 2-second delay with the call out, and then we have the starting mode, and then the thunderclap, and then the instructions start. That should be fine. Ramp shot might need to be changed.
Shoot the ramp to ready your attack. Then
6-1. Add 2 seconds. 8-1. And then we turn the lights off after
then
that.
shoot the horseshoe to charge the blacksmith.
And that will be 9-4. Add 2 seconds. 11-4. Okay, we need to keep those timings in mind. So we have 3,500, 6,100, and 9,400. Because now we need to go into the dot matrix section and update the timings there. Right here. So it's time for the Blacksmith boss battle. 2,000, 1,500, wait, this doesn't seem right. It's triggered immediately, so there has to be that 2-second delay for the thunderclap. Blacksmith boss battle. I think it should be 3,500 if I recall correctly. Okay. And then we have to do some subtraction because the DMD does not use Q-based numbers. It uses differentials. 6,100 minus 3,500 gives us 2,600. And then 9,400 minus 6,100 gives us 3,300. Don't lose your bowls, or the blacksmith will steal your armor. I have to get that, which is about 4 seconds. So we'll leave it at 4 there. That should do it for the time. That should fix the timing. Gonna move me back over there, and we're gonna go ahead and give this another test.
Scope it connected.
I got you.
What in God's name was that? I think we better go investigate.
Hit the flashing target for the skill shot. Use the flipper keys to make your selection. It's time for the Blacksmith boss battle. Shoot the rod to ready your attack. Then shoot the horseshoe to charge the blacksmith. Don't lose your bowls or the blacksmith will steal your armor.
Alright, and we got the flashing objective light now.
Gather round the fire. Let me tell you a tale of Wallden in the blacksmith's forge. The adventurers did dwell, and the fire did roar, and the weapons were strong. That is where it all
Ouch. Is this how you treat your enemies?
went to hell, till the heroes turned into villains. You brigands! You cowards!
Alright.
I healed you!
Alright, we've done what we wanted for that portion of the blacksmith feature, but there's another portion of the blacksmith feature called the when you ally or spare the blacksmith. So we're gonna work on that after we take a break. I'm gonna go ahead and take a break since this is the 1 hour mark for the stream. So everybody stick around. We'll be back in a few minutes. I am going to do another trivia question, though, for a chance to earn more credits, so be sure to look forward to that during the break. We'll be right back.
Gather round the fire, let me tell you a tale of Wallden in the blacksmith's forge. The adventurers did dwell, and the fire did roar, and the weapons were swung. That is where it all begun. Till it all went to hell, till the heroes turned into villains. Hear me, you brigands! Hear me, you cowards! I've armed you! I've healed you! I've done all I could! And yet you betray me, and yet you repay me with death and with malice and the stench of your blood. You brigands! You cowards! I stand against the horde. They all came to my forge. I once healed them. I once armed them. Now they're after my head. The blacksmith once thought they were dead. Now the blacksmith's after their head. It all went to hell, till the heroes turned into villains.
Alright, welcome back to this impromptu stream of Saving Wallden pinball development. Now what we're going to do is we're going to work on the other portion of the Blacksmith feature, which is if you elect to ally with the Blacksmith after completing or maxing out your armor class. Now, for this portion, I actually don't have a Suno track yet. So we're going to do that. You'll get to see that process happening now. So what I do, and I don't know if Suno's gonna allow this because there is a little bit of chanting, I guess you would call it. There's no actual lyrics, but there is chanting, and there was one time with a different track of mine that Suno's like, oh, we detected some lyrics in this track. You can't use it. So we'll see what happens. Alright, so what we're going to do, assets Saving Wallden, sounds WAV to OGG. We're going to upload the music for the spare section of the Blacksmith and see if it'll allow us to work with it. Okay, looks like it did upload. So now what we're going to do, Suno has this nice new tool now called Add Vocals, which we're going to use, and we're just going to leave the style alone. So what Suno does is when you upload a track that you created, it tries to determine the style automatically. We're going to get rid of the words "there are no vocals present" though. Because that may confuse the AI once we do add lyrics to this. So alright, so there's nothing else about vocals in there. Now, under advanced options, since this is the Blacksmith and the Blacksmith is a male character, we're going to choose male for our vocal gender. I'm also going to increase the audio influence to, I'm going to start with 50. Sometimes I get some weird results doing that. If that happens, then we'll go back down to 25%, which was the default. Actually, it doesn't, no. I don't think I ever changed that, now that I think about it. Yeah, so we'll just leave it at 25. If I recall correctly, the Add Vocals tool kind of sort of disregards the audio influence section. Alright, so now what we need to do is we need to add some lyrics. I like to use the AI to generate lyrics, so what we're going to do, we're going to start with the Remy, I guess you call it Remy? The Remy model. And we're going to describe this. The unfortunate thing is you only have 200 characters to work with. So, a blacksmith in a medieval village named Wallden, who has been spared, who has been allied by adventurers. Let's see. A blacksmith in a medieval village named Wallden who has been allied by the adventurers when given choice to befriend. I don't know if befoe is a word. Or befoe. Nope, it's not. Alright, we can't use that. AI will have no clue what you mean if you use a word that doesn't exist. Let's see, a blacksmith in a medieval village named Wallden who has been allied by the adventurers when given the choice to spare or kill the blacksmith. Who helped the adventurers and has been allied by the adventurers when given the choice to spare or kill him. A blacksmith in a medieval village named Wallden who helped the adventurers during their journey and has been allied and has just been allied by the adventurers when given the choice to spare or kill him. A blacksmith in a medieval village named Wallden who helped the adventurers during their journey and has just been allied. A blacksmith in a medieval village named Wallden who helped the adventurers during their journey and has just been allied by the adventurers when given the choice to spare or kill him. We'll see what we get with this. AI's probably not gonna like the whole killing thing. This is a very highly censoring AI. It likes to censor any little thing and tell you, oh, you can't generate lyrics because of that. So let's rephrase spare or kill. I can't think of anything, so I'm just gonna cut that portion out and see what we get. I would want the song to talk about the fact that they could have turned against him if they wanted to. Actually, when given the choice to ally or turn against him, that might work, now that I think about it. We don't want name. We're gonna have to change the name. Actually, let me think about it. Yeah, there is an official name of the blacksmith in the game. We call him Edward. It's there's a joke in one of the callouts in the game where he says, "Why do they call me a blacksmith when my real name is Edward?" It's kind of funny. Cheeky at the same time. He wasn't the savior of the village Wallden. That's the adventurer's job. When we arrived at the blacksmith, we met a man in a cowl. He said his name was Edward and he was busy working the metal. That's what we were after. We said we need some good steel. We're gonna need to workshop these lyrics a little bit, but let's see what we can do here. There was a glitch. Looks like it's not working properly. Let's try this again. Okay. Yeah, why is this not giving me full screen? It's screwing up the lyrics. This is not... I don't know why, but this button down here is generating new lyrics when it should be expanding the lyrics box to make it bigger. It's such a weird bug. Alright. When we arrived at the blacksmith, we met a man in a cowl. He said his name was Edward. And he was busy working the metal. He asked what we were after. We said, we need some good shields. We need some good, wait, steel, metal after, let's see, cowl, metal, Edward, Daisy working metal. We said we need some good, no, don't delete that. We need some good armor. He told us to come back later. We went to the local... the progression of the story, I don't like that. Like, we asked for armor, and then he asked us whether to ally or turn against him. Nah. Let's regenerate. Let's try the classic lyrics model and see what we get. Iron sparks in the midnight glow. Hammer falls like the embers show. My hands are warm, but the heart is steel in the heart of the forge. Find what's real. I am the... Ooh. Okay, I kind of like this one. Iron sparks in the midnight glow. Hammer falls, let the embers show. My hands are warm, but my heart is steel. In the heat of the forge, I find what's real. I am the fire, I'm the flame. I shape the sword, I make the name. You chose my side, now watch us rise. The blacksmith stands with no disguise. I think adding the word with in there will keep the beat flowing better. In the village of Wallden, shadows grow tall. The adventurers came, they answered the call. I gave them the blade, the shield, the chain, but loyalty's forged in struggle and pain. You could have left me in the dark, but you saw the fire, you lit the spark. I am the fire, I am the flame, I shape the sword, I make the name. You chose my side, now watch us rise. The blacksmith stands with no, we gotta do it again here, with no disguise. And we'll sing in the world's at war, allies or foes we keep. Who keeps the score? Steel doesn't bend when the soul stays true. The choice you made, now I stand with you. Okay. We'll see what Suno can come up with in terms of meshing those lyrics with the music that I created in Magic's Music Maker. So that's gonna take a hot minute, but in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a couple of quick edits here. So in the dot matrix display for when we display the introduction for the Blacksmith boss battle, I'm changing the instructions. Instead of saying shoot right ramp, it should say shoot ramp. Since we're going to be utilizing both ramps, we're going to go to the section where we are introing. We have right ramp. We need to do all of this for the left ramp as well. So we copy paste it. We'll change all of these to left ramp. That way the left ramp also flashes when that particular section of the instructions is displayed. And then we need to call for the ramp light to be turned off down here. Excuse me. I also realized I made a bit of a mistake in the objective lights section down here. When we're in the spare mode, the light should be white, not green. So green indicates that we have completed the main portion of the objective, but we have not done the mini wizard for that objective. And then we have white versus red to indicate spare versus kill, respectively. Or in the case of Blacksmith, we also have purple, which indicates we completed neither, and the blacksmith fled. Let me look here. Blacksmith not completed. Light objective. Diamond is according to armor class. We have orange, amber, yellow, and dark green. Again, this should be white, not green, for sparing. We should probably, let's see, 20 is maxed out, so this shouldn't be dark green, this should be regular green. Alright, so let's check on our Suno tracks. It looks like they're ready for previewing. So we'll go ahead and turn the background music off and take a look at what we got.
Iron sparks in the midnight glow. Hammer falls, let the embers show. My hands are worn, but my heart is steel. In the heat of the forge, I find what's real.
Yeah, tambourine. Or not a tambourine,
I am the fire, the flame. I shape the sword, I make the name. You chose my side, now watch us rise. The blacksmith stands with no disguise. In the village of Wallden, shadows grow tall. The adventurers came, they answered the call. I gave them the blade, the shield, the chain, but loyalty's forged in struggle and pain. You could have left me in the dark, but you saw the fire. You lit the spark. I am the fire, I am the flame. I shape the sword, I make the name. You chose my side, now watch us rise. The blacksmith stands with no disguise. And we'll sing when the world's at war. Allies or foes, who keeps the score? Steel doesn't bend when the soul stays true. The choice you made, now I stand with you.
It's pretty good, other than, well, I mean, it's still in beta, but it has a tendency sometimes to draw out the vocals in certain areas in order to fill in until the next portion of the song where it can continue the lyrics. Let's listen to the second version that it generated.
Iron sparks in the midnight glow. Hammer falls, let the embers show. My hands are worn, but my heart is steel. In the heat of the forge, I find what's real. Wallden shadows grow tall. The adventurers came, they answered the call. I gave them the blade, the shield, the chain, but loyalty's forged in struggle and pain. You could have left me in the dark, but you saw the fire, you lit the spark. I am the flame, I shape the sword, I make the name. You chose my side, now watch us rise. The blacksmith stands with no disguise. Anvils sing when the world's at war, allies or foes, who keeps the score? Steel doesn't bend when the soul stays true. The choice you made, now I stand with you.
Okay, so I'm kind of at a dilemma here. I like the musical structure of the second track more than I do the first one, but I like the musical quality of the first one more than I do the second one. The second one sounds kind of distorted at the beginning. So what I'm going to try and do, there's a little technique that I noticed in Suno that sometimes can help improve the quality a little bit. And that is, I'm trying to remember, I think it's the get stems feature. So what we are going to do is we're going to extract the vocals and instrumental. I think that's what it is. And somehow AI applies itself to the track to kind of enhance it. Every now and then it will, at least. Sometimes it doesn't, but we'll see what we get. And then what we could do is we could just download both of these and combine them back together. But sometimes this helps improve the instrumental a little bit so that it sounds better.
Sparks in the midnight glow, hammer falls, let the embers show. My hands are warm, but my heart is steel. In the heat of the forge, I find what's real. I am the fire, I am the flame, I shape the sword, I make the name. Chose my side. Now watch us
It's kind of distorted there.
The blacksmith stands with...
Oh. I think I'm playing the wrong version. I'm playing the original version, not the corrected version.
Iron sparks in my hands are warm, but my heart is steel. In the heat of the forge, I find what's real. I am the fire, I am the flame, I shape the sword, I make the name. You chose my side, now watch us rise. The blacksmith stands with no
It still sounds distorted down here.
I am the fire, I am the flame, I shape the sword, I make the name. You chose my side, now watch us rise. The blacksmith stands with no disguise.
We're gonna use technique number 2. We're going to extract all of the instrumental stems. I'm not too worried about monthly credits because I'm actually getting close to the top off for the month. You start with 2,500 when you got a paid subscription with Suno, and I still got 2,000, so I'm not too worried about that. But at least if we do a full extraction of all of the instruments into separate stems, what we could do is we could isolate the one that's causing the one or the two that's causing that distortion in that particular part of the track, and then we can hopefully improve the quality of the track. Something. I am the fire, I am the flame, I shape the sword, I make the name, you chose my side, now watch us rise. Okay, that's not gonna do the, I want, that is weird. Is it gonna do the same in this one? I am the fire, I am the flame, I shape the sword, I make the name, you chose my side. Nuts. Huh. Oh, it's still trying to generate the lead vocal track. This is gonna be a little bit of a problem because the backup vocals are kind of mixed in with that distortedness. I was thinking it was like a drum or something that was causing that distortion, but it's actually part of the vocals. At least according to AI it is. It's struggling to generate the lead vocal track. I am the fire. I am having trouble with that lead vocal track. I guess it doesn't really matter because we'll use the one that works. So we're going to go ahead and download this. I'm going to see if I can play around with this and get it to be a better quality. So we're going to download all of the stems. So it's preparing that. Let's see here. Audacity's ready to go for our editing. Open the zip file, and here are all the stems. And we're just going to go ahead and drag those into Audacity. Alright. Need to shrink these tracks so that I can see them all. Alright, let's see here. So the backup vocals, I think, is this one. I find what's free. I am the fire, I am the flame. Nope. I make the name. It's that one. Now watch us run. Now, if we essentially cut this out, the vocals are probably not going to sound as dynamic. I am the fire, I am the flame, I shape the sword, I make the name, you choose my side, now watch us rise, the blacksmith stands with no disguise. so cutting it out completely is not really going to work all that well. What I'm going to do instead is maybe make this more quiet. So that's more in the background.
I am the fire, I am the flame, I shape the sword, I make the name, you choose my side, now watch us.
I think I did it too much. Let's try -5 instead.
I am the fire, I am the flame, I shape the sword, I make the name, you choose my side, now watch us rise, the blacksmith stands with no disguise. In the village of Wallden, shadows grow tall. The adventurers came, they answered the call. I gave them the blade, the shield, the chain, but loyalty's forged in struggle and pain. You could have left me in the dark, but you saw the fire, you lit the spark. I am the fire, I am the flame, I shape the sword, I make the name, you chose my side, now watch us rise, the blacksmith stands with no disguise. And they'll sing when the world's at war, allies or foes, who keeps the score? Steel doesn't bend when the soul stays true. The choice you made, now I stand with you.
Okay, we have to check timing on this track as well. I think the vocals come in around here. The rest is just chanting.
Iron sparks in the midnight glow. Hammer falls, let the embers show. My hands are warm, but my heart is steel. In the heat of the forge, I find what's real. I am the fire, I am the flame, I shape the sword, I make the name, you choose my side, now watch us rise, the blacksmith stands with no disguise.
I don't know. Part of me wants to just turn that part off. That distorted section of the vocal.
I am the fire, I am the flame, I shape the
Then increase the lead
I make the name,
a little bit.
you choose my side, now watch us rise.
Actually, what we could do.
Hands are warm, but my heart is steel.
Let's amplify the leads in this particular section a little bit. Not too much.
I am the fire, I am the flame, I shape the sword, I make the name, you choose my side, now watch us rise, the blacksmith stands with no disguise.
Alright. Anyway, now let's see here.
Iron
Okay, so the lyrics start at roughly 16 seconds. So we'll keep that in mind. Let's bring in, just for context, the instructional section here. Call out narrator, Blacksmith raid. Make sure that we got enough timing on here. I think there's a 2-second delay just like before, so we'll push this track to 2 seconds. It looks like we'll have enough time here.
It's time for Raid the Blacksmith. Shoot the horseshoe to raise the jackpot. Then shoot the hole to collect the jackpot.
Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay, so I think that'll work. Let's finalize this. We're going to apply amplify until we can't do so without clipping. We're going to limit. I'm hoping this does it. Looks like it did it collectively. Okay, I was hoping it would do it collectively as an entire song rather than doing limit on each individual track. So that's good.
I am the fire, I am the flame, I shape the sword, I make the name, you choose my side, now we'll just rise, the blacksmith stands with.
I still think the lead vocals are too quiet, so I'm going to add 2 decibels to the lead vocals.
Iron sparks in the midnight glow, hammer falls, let the embers show, my hands are warm.
Excuse me. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and export what we have. I think that's good enough. Well, at this point, I'm not really going to know what else to change until we actually put it in the game. Alright, so we have the WAV, and now we have to delete the previous Ogvorbis track. And then we're going to convert the new WAV to OGG. Alright. We're going to leave Audacity open for the moment in case if I need to do any more edits. We're going to go back to Visual Pinball in the Sound Manager, and we're going to re-import the music for the Blacksmith Spare. Alright, that sounds about right. Sounds like the correct one. We'll save, and then we'll do a test to see how it sounds in the game.
Scope it connected.
Again,
What in God's name was that? I think we better go investigate.
hit the flashing target for the skill shop. Use the flipperkeys to make your selection. It's time for Raid the Blacksmith. Shoot the horseshoe to raise the jackpot. Then shoot the hole to collect the jackpot.
Take anything you want from that shop and put it to good use. I am the utmost creative adventurer.
Sparks in the midnight glow, hammer falls, let the embers show. My hands are warm, but my heart is steel in the heat of the forge. I find I am the fire, I am the flame,
subway's not working correctly. Missing the ball. That's not good.
The shadows grow tall. The adventurers came, they answered the call. I gave them the blade, the shield, the chain, but loyalty's forged in struggle and pain. You could have left me in the dark, but you saw the fire, you lit the I am the fire, I am the flame, I shape the sword, I make the name, you chose my side, now watch us rise, the blacksmith stands with no disguise.
I'm gonna do a ball search here. Is it?
Hurry, hurry, time is running out.
I don't know where that one ball went.
Doesn't bend when the soul stays true. The choice you made, now I stand with you.
Did your balls get stuck? Here, let me help you find them. Well, this is awesome.
Oh, I see it.
Can't seem to find them.
It's
Going
way
to
down
have to
there.
Increase my power.
See, it fell on the apron way down there. What the heck? How did that happen? No wonder why the table was like that. Okay, that was weird. I'm gonna have to figure out. I'm gonna have to go back in the video and see how the heck the ball ended up down there on the apron like that. It's not supposed to do that. Balls are not supposed to end up there on that portion of the table. Nonetheless, I think we pretty much got the music the way we wanted to for the Blacksmith Spare feature. And we also got the objective light flashing white during that feature like we wanted to as well, so that's good. I think at this point, I really don't want to start anything new with only 10 minutes left in the stream. I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up the stream here. But before we do, I'm going to give off one more trivia question for one more chance to earn 100 credits, which you could use towards various redeems during this or any other stream on my channel. So we'll have 1 minute to answer this question correctly. And the question is, which American manufactured submachine gun was informally known by the American soldiers that used it as the grease gun? Is it 1, the Colt 9mm, 2, the MAC-10, 3, the Thompson, or 4, the M3? Place your numeric votes in the chat now, and if you get it correctly, you earn 100 credits, which you can then use towards those redeems for the channel. Another reason why I'm heading off is I believe there's some storms headed into about to enter the area as well. It's starting to get a little bit darker over here, so it would be good to get off just in case if the internet gets kicked off or anything like that. Alright, time is up. The answer was for the M3. Interesting question there. Alright, well, thank you everybody for tuning in to this development stream of Saving Wallden. We'll see you next time. Be sure to check out the project. If you want to give it a try, I'm going to drop a link in the chat for you, where you can download the project, and if you want to help contribute, I will also give you some instructions for that as well. So, look in the chat, and if you want to give the game as it is a try, you can download it at this link right here, and you can also financially support the development if you like, or if you want to contribute towards development of the game in other ways rather than financial. I am particularly looking for voice actors, artists, musicians, or other people to make music, or coders. If you know Visual Basic, I could definitely use a little bit of help with coding the game as well. If you are interested, leave me a mention in the chat before I sign off. You can leave a mention during the stream end screen for about 3 minutes or so. I think it goes on for about 3 minutes or so before the stream actually ends. So, with that being said, thank you everybody for tuning in. Our next stream is scheduled for tomorrow at 1 p.m. We're going to be working on Composer CMS, which is a website builder and content management system. We're going to be doing a little bit of development with that. Stay dry, everybody, and we'll see you next time.